We call it Data Analytics and Visualization Library. It's a graphical widget library based on Plotly.js, a very popular JavaScript library in machine learning and data analytics industry. There are over 40 unique chart types, fundamental ones like bar, pie, scatter, line, area, specialized like heat map, sun key, sunburst, business ones, statistical ones, 3D charts, maps, the list goes on. All charts are highly customizable. In a regular Niagara widget, standard Niagara widget, you might expect 10, 15 properties to change the look and feel of the widget. In our widgets, there are 200, 300 attributes which can modify its looks and behavior. And every attribute has a context help explaining integrators what it does. All charts are interactive. An end user can control some of its aspects, like zoom in or scroll. There are multiple types of bindings, so we can show real-time values, Niagara real-time values like numeric points, histories, series transforms, BQL and NEQL queries. For historical values, there are advanced time range selectors and rollups. So you can compare the values for the first 5 days of this week to, let's say, 5 days, 3 weeks ago. There's a reporting and PDF generation. There are trend lines and forecasts. So you can, for example, forecast energy consumption for the next month. And there is a Copilot. And it is better to see this feature in real life. So let me show how it works. So the easiest way how to start with that is to open a palette. And drag and drop some of the examples out of it. Let me show them. So all these examples are already bound to some dummy data that we have in the station. Some of these data are real-time, some of them are historical. So you could instantly see how they look like. So this is a bar chart, which you'll see heat map. Very nice thing to see if there is some discrepancies. Regular gauge. A lot of various geographical maps. Of course, you can put your data on top of that. Polar charts. Sankey chart. This is a great chart to show energy transformation for complex sites. Of course, there is a scatter, which is basically pretty much like line chart. And we can use the same scatter for both historical values and for real-time values to show the temperature curves, for example. And there are a few specialized charts that we created on top of that as well. One is the psychrometrics. So if you deal with ventilation, you probably know what it is. And the other is phasor, which is used for energy monitoring. As I say, all these values are already animated and they're connected to the real-time values or historical ones. So let me show you a real-time example how we could create one widget for the data that I have on the station. So I have a building with multiple floors. On each floor, I have a few rooms. And in these rooms, I have temperatures. And I want to build a bar chart. I would start with a very basic bar chart. As I say, it's already connects to the dummy data. And here is where all these attributes are configured and animated. If they're yellow, it means they're animated. So there's just two attributes right now. X is the name of the bar and Y is the value of the bar. And if I want to change them to my temperatures, well, one way I could click on each of them and point it to the temperature. But I will show a little bit better solution. So I will completely remove this and I will animate it using the BQL query. BQL queries means that I will go to my floor. I will select numeric point and I will grab all the points which name is temp. And I will get out value out of each of these points. And I will do the very same for the X attribute, well, almost very same. So X is the name of it. So instead of the out value, I will use parent display name. So it should take the name of the folder. And I also correct the range. That's it. So it's real-time values, they're all moving. And the advantage why I use the BQL is that I can easily create more rooms with the same point. And all I need to do is to update this PX and it will grab me extra room. I can also do, I could relativize it. And then after relativization, I could apply the very same PX to a completely different floor, which has completely different rooms. And it will grab me them and show all the real-time values. So this is a very simple example. There are a lot of other features available. The feedback we got from many clients is that this is a very flexible and powerful library. And with all powerful system, there is a learning curve. So you will have to use it for some time to get comfortable with all the attributes and features. So we thought how to simplify that. And we made a tool we called Copilot. So Copilot located is here. You could think of it as an assistant who knows a thing or two about our library and can help you to visualize your ideas. You communicate with it in natural language, and we use a ChatGPT API to parse it. So let's see how it can help me to build some dashboard with different widgets. I will just tell it, make me a simple pie chart showing days of the week. It relies on API, so sometimes it's very quick, sometimes it's a little bit slow. So right now it created me this chart, and as we can see, there is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's what I wanted. It looks good. Just all the values are the same, which is a little bit unrealistic. So I will tell it change values to random. Good. The sectors are different right now, but the sequence of the days is a little bit strange. Sunday, Friday, Tuesday. And that's why, that is because it's sorted by the size of the sector, which I also don't want to. So I will tell it, don't sort sectors by size. Good. Now the order is right. One more thing. I don't really want a pie chart. I want a donut chart. So make it a donut. Donut is basically a pie chart with a hole in the middle. Let's see. Okay, that is it. And the last thing I will tell it, add title weekly consumption. Oh, I made a typo. Consumption is written incorrectly, but our assistant, our Copilot, is smart enough, so it corrected it. So it looks pretty cool right now. A good start. There are still things we can do, and we could always go there and modify some of the attributes manually. For example, I could make the whole, for example, smaller if I prefer it this way. All the values are static right now. We have to animate them to real-time values or to the histories. But I don't do it right now. I will just demonstrate how to build something a little bit more complicated. So make me a bar chart for temperatures in rooms on level 1. Okay, so we see there are actual temperature in rooms on level 1. These are rooms, these are the temperatures, and this is the values, and the values are reasonable. We're talking about Celsius. So let me try something else. I want the maximum temperature to be shown in red, and we could do it. We could automatically change the colors dynamically. So make room for red. Great, but for some reason all the other rooms disappeared. Probably just change the colors too. What we can do, we can undo the last change. And let's try to modify the request. Make only room for red. Okay, now it's better. Oops. Good, but something is wrong with the values in these rooms. Let me undo it and ask again. Okay, it decided to assign different colors, which is fine for now. So it looks okay. The only thing is that all the colors are too bright. I don't like them. So what I will do, I will ask it all the Farben dunkler machen, which means please make all colors darker in German. So as you can see, our Copilot is not for English speakers only. It actually understands about 100 languages. Let's try one more thing, a little bit more complex widget. Make a sunburst chart with 3 levels and 4 values on each level. So sunburst is something like a pie chart or donut chart, but with multiple levels. Hopefully it will be able to create it for me. Something went wrong, I believe. Let me try again. Sometimes you need to ask a couple of times, so maybe add please. It works better. Okay, yeah, this is, I expected something a little bit more interesting, but that's fine. So that is sunburst chart. So we successfully built a fully interactive, simple dashboard. And the only thing left is to animate the data. When I say interactive, I mean that the user will be able to do a few things with that. So for example, for the sunburst, you can click on each hierarchy. So it's supposed to be, for example, in the middle, you have the building itself, then you have a floors, and then you have maybe rooms. Or you could have, for example, the full energy here, and then gas, electricity, and so on. And the user can play with that. Hopefully you are able to see it's quite nicely animated. For the bar chart, the user can zoom in, select certain bar charts, and for the pie charts, it can switch off some of the sectors. There are many other features which I haven't covered, other widget types, templates, custom history views, events, forecasts, trend lines. But I hope this introduction gives you a good impression of what is possible.